Welcome to the Fantasy Wise Guys. We are wise, we are guys, we are here. I'm Mike Meals.
Joey Puma,
How you doing, Joe?
how are you, my friend?
Honestly, I'm a little stressed. I feel like there's so much happening this weekend, League Two.
That's why we're here to, fix your lineup.
And last night's game was a little hectic.
Yes.
And so you had the Packers Commanders. Packers won 27-18. What did you think about this game overall?
What did I think about this game? I thought this is what originally I thought going into the game, that the Packers would control the time of possession and their defense would eventually take over.
Yep.
I mean, right now, statistically, the Commanders are the oldest team in the NFL, and the Packers are the youngest team in the NFL. So the quick turnaround, a 5-day rest, you always go with the home team, you bettors out there. It was in Lambeau. Micah Parsons, dude, he looked like he was in midseason form, and they said he was 8 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
But, aside from that, again, like it's how we reiterated in the summer, man. On the Packers side, for me, it was Josh Jacobs, Packer D. There was nothing really. Yeah, Love is going to have his games, and he's a great streamer, but I wouldn't rely on him for season long.
Totally.
And now with the recent Jaden Reed injury, Matthew Golden Goose Egg, I mean, he did nothing.
So, yeah, you talk about that game. Obviously Green Bay looks phenomenal. They look
Best team in the NFL.
best team right now. They look great. Jordan Love looks like, he's throwing the ball a little bit more. Their offensive schemes have really catered to him. And you're absolutely right, man. Josh Jacobs right now seems like the only sure thing in Green Bay. Last night, another 20 touches. He had the anytime touchdown, which we did guarantee.
Hey, death, taxes, and Josh Jacobs.
and honestly, it's great to see, though, that Jordan Love is moving the ball because he looks like he could be a fantasy asset, too. But right now, nonetheless, in my opinion, Tucker Kraft.
Oh,
last night you saw him.
what a pickup.
He scored a touchdown. He put up 24 PPR points in full PPR, and he looks like he's on his way to being a made guy.
Dude, made guy, I think can be one of the top steals of the draft. People who are, getting their George Kittles or Travis Kelce's early, Sam Laporta's. I mean, you could have got this guy in the 11th round and you were golden last night, but a lot of people, as I heard, had him on their bench. So if you had him on your bench, don't worry. Now it's wait and see. You can't kill yourself over it. You can't beat yourself up. It's a quick turnaround on Thursday night. So this game, is all about watching, learning, and, knowing for going forward.
Oh, yeah. Not for me, baby, because I had Tucker Kraft in the game. He had 7 targets, 6 receptions, 124 yards, and a tutty. One nice, beautiful 57-yarder. Yeah, he looked aggressive out there. And, yeah, you're right, man. A lot of people, I think, were even skeptical of Green Bay pass catchers. But right now, Tucker Kraft looks like a guy that you could probably put in your lineup every week. Temper your expectations, pay attention. You did mention Jaden Reed. He was also one of our must-sits, along with Matthew Golden, a must-sit. We were right on both of these. But Jaden Reed, he mentioned, just broke his collarbone yesterday. So do you think that Matthew Golden now, who had that goose egg yesterday, do you think he has any relevance at all, or is it the other Green Bay receivers?
For me, how Matt LaFleur likes to play this offense is Josh Jacobs and everyone else. And you know what? I even trust Tucker Kraft more. But other than that, it could be Romeo Doubs, as you saw last night. It could be Dontavius Wicks, or Matthew Golden. We don't know. It really depends on the matchup and if you run into some bye weeks and you want to take a stab. Other than that, on a regular basis, I will stay away from Packer receivers. Tucker Kraft, love streaming, Josh Jacobs. That is it.
That's it. And on the other side of the ball, unfortunately, we hate injuries, but, it does present opportunity. Austin Eckler tore his Achilles. This leaves a lot of room for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a. Bill, to come in. This could be a big season for him, but I still haven't seen a lot of work happening. Like yesterday, even with the injury, you didn't see him getting much work because they were passing the ball a lot.
Only like 5 attempts and, to start. And I was sitting there scratching my head like, I think things that go unsaid is it's a short week. I think Bill doesn't know the playbook that well. That's why Eckler was out there. That's why Jeremy McNichols was out there, the veteran backs. But my question to the Washington Commanders is, why would you trade Brian Robinson? Because now you're probably looking to acquire him back. You're in desperate need of a running back, and don't tell me Bill is the next one up. Right now, as far as the Commanders go, I'm only sticking with Jaden Daniels, Ertz on the stream, and Deebo Samuel. Everyone else is benchable just because of the performance that they put out there. Jaden Reed looked like a rookie. Jaden Daniels looked like a rookie again,
Oh, yeah.
and I know he was playing Micah Parsons, but like, where were the designed runs? Where was Terry McLaurin? Where was, Bill, right? As we said, even like the stuff to Jeremy McNichols, like there was no dump off. There was no creativity.
Yeah.
It was kind of like they were going in slow motion. And I felt like the Commander's staff just wasn't ready for the short turnaround going to Lambeau.
And I think that everybody from now on, if it's a mediocre offense or just in general, and any team is playing the Green Bay Packers and you have them on your fantasy team, maybe just take a look at other options. Unless it's a clear ranked stud like a Justin Jefferson or like a Alvin Kamara, any big name player that might be, that produces, you could play him. But anybody else, you got to be careful because this defense clearly is causing problems. Terry McLaurin, he's also been a little MIA, 11 points collectively over the last 2 games. I would keep him in your lineups for now. Terry McLaurin is still their wide receiver 1. It's been 2 tough matchups, one where they weren't really throwing the ball much, and one where, like you just saw last night with the Packers, it was a really tough game. But Terry McLaurin needs to remain in your lineup.
And it's funny because I disagree with that. I feel that, you probably did draft Terry McLaurin high, as you said, but he did come late to camp, with that signing. And Deebo Samuels has been shining. I mean, my boy, I had him in my lineup last night, gets a late garbage touchdown, as garbage as it could get, but it counts.
I'll eat it. Give me all the trash.
He did a Devontae Parker. But I feel like Deebo is leaning towards the number 1 in that offense just because of the creativity that Cliff Kingsbury sees in him rushing the ball. And I feel like Deebo's value skyrockets without Eckler in the backfield because now Deebo is going to be used more in that rushing sense.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, I'm a little bit opposed to that. I got to wait and see on McLaurin. If you have other options, by all means, I would see and go on a matchup base. Let's just agree on that. We'll go on matchups. But if you don't have anyone, of course, you play Terry McLaurin. But for right now, I just feel like it's one of those guys that signed a deal. He's good to go. Doesn't feel like playing anymore.
Oh, I think I hear it. Oh, I know what time it is. Do you know what it is, right?
What?
It's a who would you rather Terry McLaurin style,
Here
baby.
we go.
So
I played myself into that.
Let me give you a couple who would you rathers then.
Okay.
So, who would you rather, Terry McLaurin or T. Higgins?
Oh, T. Higgins, come on. You need better ones.
So even the wide receiver too there. Okay, how about this? Who would you rather, Terry McLaurin or Khalil Shakir?
Shakir.
Okay, now how about this? Terry McLaurin or Ricky Pearsall? Keep in mind, Brock Purdy's on the IR now.
You're going to think I'm nuts. Ricky Pearsall.
And
only because it's Mac Jones. It's not like it's, freaking Nick Mullins coming in there. Sure. And I saw Mac Jones with BTJ last year. Actually, BTJ looked better with him than Trevor Lawrence. And I think the same could happen with the San Francisco offense coming in. So, no, I'm not going to downgrade Ricky Pearsall because of Mac Jones. If anything, Mac Jones is Kyle Shanahan's kind of play style, kind of quarterback, like a Matt Ryan or a Kirk Cousins. So I could definitely see Mac Jones come in there and put up some points with Ricky Pearsall. So to your point right now, yes, I'd take all those guys over Terry McLaurin, but it depends on everyone's roster situation.
Yeah, I mean, there you have it. Week 2, Terry McLaurin, temper your expectations.
Hey, he's about to sleep with the fishes soon. Next.
So, I mean, let's get into it. Let's get into our must start, must sit. What do you think?
Let's get it.
And
Who do you want to start us off with, my friend?
pulling it up, give me a second here. Okay, so I'll go first then, I guess.
I guess.
My must start of the week is Mr. Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know what you're thinking, but give him a break. Over these last 2 games that Dak Prescott has played against the Giants, he's accumulated 625 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. This is the home opener. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. This Cowboys offense is looking for a big rebound after that loss to the Eagles. If you did watch that game against the Eagles for the first half, before the rain delay, the offense was flowing nicely. They were moving the ball a lot, and even Javonte Williams in the backfield was carrying the offense a little. Now, I'd like to believe that Javonte Williams might have a tougher time running the ball this week against the New York Giants, and you best believe Dak Prescott can come and save the day. Dak Prescott, to me, is a must start if you don't have another option or even a streamer. Put him in. Get him in your lineup, especially if you got CeeDee Lamb or Pickens, a nice little stack.
You know, I love that. I heard a stat the other day that the last 6 outings, the Cowboys are 6-0 against Dable and the Giants.
Yeah.
And Dak has 4 of them. The other 2 belong to Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush, yeah.
But no, that's great. I love that. I think he's a slam dunk this week. For me, Mike, it is DK Sportsbook Metcalf, baby. To the return. Well, he's in Pittsburgh, but his team, he's playing for the first time since being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. DK Metcalf versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this guy, in week 1, he gained 83 yards against our New York Jets, right? Second most of wide receivers, right? You know, Seattle surrenders the 7th most yards after catch, you know? So, with all this knowledge that we have and the revenge game factor, and that Aaron Rodgers loves to target, you know, veteran wide receivers, you know, Devontae Adams, to name a few, Alan Lazard, I really feel that he is going to force feed him like he did with Garrett and Devontae Adams. And it's his get back game, man. It's like, you know, I go to the mall with this new girl and I see my ex. Well, you know what? I'm going to make sure I twirl her around. I buy everything for her at Victoria's Secrets because I'm going to show her off. And it's DK with his Hall of Fame new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, 2 tutties. He's going off, my friends.
Yeah, I mean, that to me, the DK Metcalf revenge is the most.
It's it's, now, even if we didn't have these numbers and you know, DK didn't do as well against the Jets, or, you know, Seattle didn't let up a lot of yards to the San Francisco 49ers this past week, I still would have went with DK because of the revenge factor. You know, there's nothing better than Steve Smith years ago. He left Carolina, and with Baltimore, he played them for the first time, had 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards receiving. He just went off because he wanted to show that he was better, and they let go of something that was great. And I believe DK is going to do that for us.
Those are the weird things that I feel like in fantasy.
It's intangible.
The intangibles, I was going to say.
You cannot touch it.
Those intangibles
and it doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Are the things that you have to sometimes pay attention to. Like, and one of the reasons why I was really big on Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb this week is because of all the talk and all the trash that you've heard over the last week. These things get in these star players' heads, like a DK Metcalf. Who knows? He's going back to, you know, for some revenge. To me, that's a monster.
And they're home. You know, I feel like he's going to be scoring 2 touchdowns with that all black and gold pants. I love it.
And I feel like DK Metcalf was a monster steal this year, like a 5th round wide receiver 1 potentially.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Him and Debo.
Yeah, definitely. Both these guys that everybody slept on. I have a really nice picture, actually. Len, put this picture up. Debo Samuel and DK Metcalf. I love this jersey exchange. This is one of my favorites because these 2 players I love so much. So I'm glad to see them shining. My must-sit of the week is none other than Mr. Isaiah Pacheco. Now, I hate to do this to a fellow New Jersey guy. I love Pacheco. He's a mean runner, angry runner. The way he was bouncing around in the preseason, running into walls, I thought, you know what? Pacheco looks like he's on fire this year. this last game was underwhelming to say the least against the Chargers. Only 5 attempts, 25 yards. They are breaking him in, I'm sure. But last year, or this week, the Chiefs play the Eagles. Last year, when the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, the 3 running backs back there, you had Samaje Perine, Kareem Hunt, and Isaiah Pacheco, only accounted for 7 carries, 24 yards. Jalen Carter is back this game. I have to believe that they might have to throw the ball a little bit more. You might not see Isaiah Pacheco as productive, and I feel like a lot of people right now drafted him as like their RB2, hoping for that old Isaiah Pacheco. He's not quite there yet. And I think that he's a good sit this week if you have another option. If you have like a Dylan Sampson or Jordan Mason or a Zach Charbonnet to back him, even somebody like that might be a better option. So for me, Isaiah Pacheco is a must sit. I'm going to bench him this week.
I love that. I mean, in his runs, he looks a little bit choppy. And the thing that scares me with that Kansas City backfield is that now they're allowing Kareem Hunt to get touches. Now they're allowing other people to get involved. I feel like if, Isaiah Pacheco was the man, he'd be taking the full load, right? The full bell cow.
Pause. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But they both, you're right, Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco both last week had 8 opportunities each. Right now, it's a 50-50.
Yeah. No, totally. Moving on. My sit of the week is Mr. Tony Pollard. They play a tough opponent this week. The Rams, who are 29th against the run. That means you're not going anywhere. I mean, Nick Chubb didn't have much success. He had 15 attempts, 60 yards against them. You see, this is something I like to look at when I'm my fantasy player is going up against a defense. How did the running back or the wide receiver, etc., do against that defense the week prior to? And Nick Chubb, 15 attempts, 60 yards. I mean, it was terrible. Now, that's Nick Chubb coming off an injury, what have you. This is Tony Pollard. He's going to get more volume. So if you want to go with the volume narrative, sure, be my guest. But I just feel like the Titans offense looked pitiful against Denver, and again, they go up against another tough defense in the LA Rams. You got Jared Verse coming over the middle. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a good day for Cameron Ward and the Tennessee Titans with Tony Pollard. That's just me. Plus, I feel like they're going to be losing. So what are they going to be doing? They're going to be throwing a lot. I know Tony Pollard gets receptions, but there comes a time where I feel like even watching the Denver game that Cam Ward would neglect anything chuck down, and he would want to just go deep because he has that gunslinger Jameis Winston 2015 mentality. I'm just going to throw it up to 3 people. So in that case, I am sitting Mr. Tony Pollard.
I'm looking too because he's one of those decisions that I had.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because he's like someone's third running back or RB2. Especially if you went 0 RB and you went heavy on wide receiver. It's a tough call. But for me, someone I could probably pivot to if I could would be like a Dylan Sampson, maybe a Trey Benson. Someone who I know could get some PPR points. But the defense is just so tough. Against Tennessee this week. For me, he's a sit.
And also pay attention because sometimes these apps have these players projected way more than they probably should. Right now on ESPN, Pollard's projected 14.5 points. And you got a guy like Jordan Mason projected 11.5. Puma presented this to me and he was like, I'd rather start Jordan Mason over Tony Pollard.
Oh, any day.
And 95% of people that are going to see that app are going to put Tony Pollard in their lineup. And me being one of them where I'm questioning right now what to do. Keep in mind, last week he also did fumble. I just noticed that. So,
if we could give you a tidbit, like you said, the piggyback, projections aren't everything. And even like these platforms, Yahoo, Sleeper, ESPN, etc., they're going to put their recommendation. But if you do your own homework, you're going to see that, hey, look, Tony Pollard's going against a tough matchup this week. I'd rather something alternative, especially if you're like an underdog in your matchup.
Yeah, true. Now, for these, let's go over the week 2 matchups this week. We're going to touch a couple different games. Let's go back and forth,
Absolutely.
I'll do one, you
go all over the place.
So let's just start with that game that we were just talking about, Rams versus Titans. So to me, all Titans players are under investigation in this one. I don't know if I'm starting any of them now,
No.
especially Pollard, like you mentioned. But Ridley, I'm not playing him. Probably not Cam Ward, or definitely not Cam Ward. And on the Rams side of the ball, fire them all up, especially Kyron Williams.
Yes, like I said, with the narrative of Josh Jacobs' death, taxes, and a Josh Jacobs touchdown, it's the same thing that holds true in this game. Kyron Williams will get his. The Titans are fourth against the run right now, and J.K. Dobbins scored. You see what I mean? So always look back at what the previous team that position did. And, J.K. and Harvey had a nice 50-plus run. So, fire up your Kyron Williams, Devontae Adams, like you said, Puka Nacua. Yeah.
Kyron Williams is like the safest play when it comes to an anytime touchdown because I feel like every single game he's scoring. Last game, 20 opportunities, touchdown. He had 82% snap percentage. Yeah, Kyron Williams is a slam dunk.
The man.
Yeah, he really is. What do we got next?
So how about the Jaguars and the Bengals? And this one presents a lot of intrigue for me. The under-over for this right now is 48.5, which means I feel like we are going to see points galore. Can Joe on the Bengals side, can Joe Burrow bounce back? Can he not have them start so sluggish year two? It took them 5 games to get going last year. What is it going to take now? You're playing a very weak, Jacksonville defense. Bryce Young had trouble, but that's the Carolina Panthers. This is Joe freaking Burrow. And, your Jamar Chase's, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, even Mike Gesicki can be a sleeper pick to use. On the Carolina side, I mean, again, Bengals really...
Jacksonville.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jacksonville side, I feel like, again, you're firing up your Travis Hunter, BTJ, and T-Law could be a streamer if you're streaming the position. So
yeah. And while we're on the
ETN
Jacksonville topics, I mean, Travis Etienne now, another late round steal that looks like he is completely overtaking his backfield. They traded Tank Bigsby away. This is the guy. This is their RB1. He's going to be their workhorse. I don't think Tootin or anybody is coming in to disrupt his production anytime soon. So Travis Etienne, I think in any opportunity you can, you play him because he's going to get the work. You saw him week 1. Now he plays against a weak Bengals defense. Travis Etienne, I mean, what a steal he was, and everybody doubted him.
Yeah, you have those steals and another one that's going to come up in our next segment. But Travis Etienne, and don't forget about Tootin, because I know you had said, Tootin's not going to take the reins anytime soon. But this is the NFL, not for long.
Not for long. I know.
Etienne could get hurt, break his leg, and now, God forbid, and Tootin is just right up, and he becomes the Bucky Irving of 2025. So keep an eye out for that.
I could see him definitely becoming almost like a Bucky or Devon Achane, getting that speedy production, getting the couple
He'll get
touches.
you like 70 points on your bench.
And then more and more that he gets that work, the more time he earns on the field. The coaches, Liam Cohen, going to make sure he's in there.
Yes.
Next game, my personal favorite game of the week, Bills-Jets. We talked about this a couple times. You all know we are raging, diehard Jet fans. The Jets looked good last week in week 1. They really did. Justin Fields and Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, I mean, they really proved everybody wrong who assumed that they were going to have no production, including us who were a little skeptical. But to me, all the Jets players, their stars, the ones I just mentioned, Breece Hall, Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson, you could definitely fire him up. Josh Allen, on the other hand, you have to fire him up.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well he'll do it.
A lot
brought
of
up some great points about it.
Yeah, a lot of podcasts and shows might not even bring this up, but because we're such Jet fans, Josh Allen's career at MetLife is not too good. I mean, he's like 1-4 in the last 5 attempts that he's played the Jets. So, it hasn't been good for Josh Allen. He'll possibly put up, I project like 25 points or something like that, but I feel like this is a big James Cook game, if anything. You saw what Jaylen Warren was doing to the Jets, so I feel like those little dump passes over the middle can get you. And Keon Coleman, you're firing up Keon Coleman, my boy. The Jets don't have an answer opposite of Sauce Gardner once they got rid of DJ Reed. So, Keon Coleman and Shakir definitely firing up.
Absolutely, man.
And on the Jets side, you got Fields, you got Brees Hall, you got Garrett.
Yeah.
I'm actually guaranteeing a Brees Hall touchdown.
Oh, baby.
And put it on record right now. Hopefully we could use this as a reel. A Sauce Gardner or defensive touchdown. We're bringing one back.
Wow.
We're bringing one back.
Holy shit.
The kid has that intuitive thinking, and I feel like Sauce or Sherwood or someone will just jump a route. And again, man, it's human nature. It's ball. They just came back, historical comeback against the Baltimore Ravens. Why can't the Jets? They're coming to our house.
Knock him off his high horse.
Knock them off their high horse. If anything, you know what this is? A trap.
It's a trap. Yes.
But I'm not guaranteeing any wins. I'm just saying that it'll be close. You know what I could see? We're winning the whole way, and then Matt Prater hits a 57-yarder, and we lose 27-24.
Oh, I could.
But
totally see it,
so
man.
take the plus. But definitely a trap game, indeed. I predict.
Yeah, but on the Buffalo side of the ball, I wouldn't start anybody else other than Josh Allen and James Cook. That's just me.
Well, you know who's a sneaky pick too? Dalton Kincaid. The Jets have always been a weirdly
He has
let tight
dominated
ends,
us.
let tight ends score. Look at Jonnu Smith last week. I really feel, and he just scored this past week against Baltimore. I feel like Dalton Kincaid is being worked into the offense. It took these guys 2 years, him and Keon Coleman, but I feel like they are the future with Josh Allen. So
the one thing I
keep
didn't
an eye
like
out.
about Kincaid is in this 41-point, complete domination, I guess you could say, on offense. You had all these players dominating in this complete game. He only had 4 targets.
Yeah, that was like Mark Andrews on the other side. They were like, leave your tight end at home day. It wasn't International Tight End Day that night.
What's the next game, man?
It's Niners and the Saints. And you got Ricky Pearsall, CMC. You're definitely firing them up. That's the only 2 guys I'm firing up. Mac Jones, I am actually firing up in a super flex league.
Okay.
But, that's just me. Do what you like. On the Saints side, it's Jawan Johnson. It's Jawan Johnson. And I can see a little bit maybe of Chris Olave Garden. I know I've talked, a lot of crap about their offense. But you know what? JSN did some work against San Francisco this past week. So I could definitely see the Saints kind of move the ball on them. It's not the same San Francisco. So, I possibly think that this is my almost upset of the week.
Oh.
No, yeah, we haven't gotten a song for that one yet. It's in New Orleans' house, and why not Kamara with the 2 touchdowns?
Kamara definitely.
Kamara and Jawan Johnson's are must start. Olave and Rashid Shaheed is if literally you were Desperado. But other than that, I think I'd play Rashard Bateman. But other than that, you're firing up just those 2 guys, Jawan Johnson, Alvin Kamara, and Spencer Rattler if you want to.
And Ricky Pearsall is definitely one of the tougher ones now because everyone's worried and concerned that there is no Brock Purdy for the next couple of weeks.
Right.
But let's not forget, Kyle Shanahan did want Mac Jones at one point over, who was it, Trey Lance.
I did bring that up. Yeah, it was ownership wanted Trey Lance. Mac Jones was made for Shanahan's system.
Yeah. So you have this case, and then there is no Kittle. Jawan Jennings is banged up. I think that Ricky Pearsall now that kind of evens it out. The concerns you had, you now don't have as many targets there. I think CMC is going to have an awesome day.
Yeah.
And then back to Jawan Johnson. I mean, I know you're thinking he's just some low level tight end, but now with Kellen Moore offense, 99% snap percentage, 11 targets last week. This is nothing to ignore. So maybe, unless you have a really good tight end, don't play him.
Yeah, if we could rest your mind, if we could put your mind at ease, think of Dallas Goedert last year for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's who Kellen Moore was the offensive Philadelphia Eagles, I feel like he's going to use Jawan Johnson like that. So, be on the lookout. And I think Jawan Johnson's a great start. Who we got next?
Next game, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. Giants, Cowboys. Again, Cowboys players, to me, you fire them up. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Dak Prescott. These guys should have a great game. Javonte Williams, I'm going to personally, if I have another 2 running backs, 3, whatever, I'm going to bench Javonte Williams.
Wow.
I'm not, despite his amazing performance, I'm just not a Javonte.
I feel like, I know you're not, but I feel like every time the Cowboys play the Giants, the running back scores. Tony Pollard back in the day.
Probably.
Who's the guy that used to back up?
If you get like 42 yards and a touchdown, like what is that, 10.2 points? Like,
yeah, dude, he's scoring. But if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine.
I'm benching.
On the Giants side, it's just neighbors. It's just neighbors. I would even try to fire up the Dallas Cowboy defense, but just be aware. Bland is out, the cornerback.
Oh, yeah.
Their best corner.
They're on Bland.
Yeah, so temper expectations. I feel like Dallas is not so much of a turnover kind of defense like the Bears or Minnesota. They're more so they stop you, maybe get a sack, get you a solid 5. But we'll see.
Yeah, in the backfield for New York, the Giants,
Stay away.
I'm not playing any of them right now. Tyrone Tracy, sorry, we love you, but yeah, you're gonna have to
Next week, pal.
You have to stay on the bench.
Next week, I'll play you next week against Kansas City.
Ooh, this next one is good. This is you got your name written all over it.
Ooh, it is the Bears and the Detroit Lions. Get ready, my next almost upset.
Oh.
I think the Bears should have Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my. But I feel like the Bears should have won that game in Detroit last year on Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving game, great
when they
game.
came back. The Lions do not look the same, my friend. I told you this in preseason. Well, what's the word? In my crystal ball, saw that week 1 was going to be trouble for them at Green Bay. And now they come home playing their ex-coordinator in Ben Johnson, who's going to know all their tricks. Let's not forget DeAndre Swift came from there. So DeAndre Swift, anytime touchdown. So I feel like the Bears should be pissed. It's like the Jets, right? It's 2 rookie coaches. They almost won, but they couldn't close. They're not there yet, right? But I feel like the Bears are going to come out mad. And don't be shocked if the Lions leave Ford Field 0-2.
Wow.
You're firing up DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. Caleb Williams can be used as a streamer. I see him putting up 30 points. That's just me. Roma Dunze, Loveland, not yet. We still have to see more. But the 2 wide receivers, Caleb, streamer, Swift in the backfield. And the Lions side, you're going Gibbs, you're going Montgomery, and St. Brown. Laporta, of course. And, for Goff, I don't know yet. Right now, I'm not playing Goff. I know he's home.
It's tough.
I know he's home, but look what they just did to J.J. McCarthy in the first half. And McCarthy could run. That's what got them off balance. Goff cannot move like McCarthy. So I feel like this could be, again, another sneaky Bear defense play.
This could also be, I think, a bounce-back game for Jared Goff. It's really tough. I mean, I obviously everything that you said, the evidence shows that the Lions are, with the departure of Frank Ragnow and Ben Johnson obviously now being in the Bears, this might not be the same offense. I want to give them another week. I will definitely, keep certain people out of my lineups, like Jamison Williams, maybe for now, who I do love. But Puma really thinks the Lions are just done.
Hall of Fame game.
Don't give up on them yet.
Lenny, you better save this tape.
I'm
really confident in this. I swear to God, I'm really confident in this. They just look like the last crap I took. I swear to God.
Well, you know what they say: Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my! Next game we got. It was interesting. Seahawks, Steelers. There's 2 absolute alphas in here. Ex-teammates who I think that you absolutely have to start no matter what. DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and but You can maybe touch Jalen Warren. Obviously, Kenny Walker, Zach Charbonnet are in play, but
A big play for me is Zach Charbonnet.
Zach Sharps.
I just look at, like I gave you the Pollard analogy and the other analogies about the running backs who they played the week before. I mean, Zach Charbonnet, I feel like is set up for a breakout game. Look what Breece Hall did to the Pittsburgh run defense. I don't think Pittsburgh is this stout run defense or defense as a whole anymore. I mean, you saw the New York Jets slice them. And I'm not trying to downplay the Jets. I think they're heading in the right direction even though we got the loss. But the New York Jets slice and dice them with a new offensive coordinator. You're telling me that Seattle can't do the same? Jackson Smith and Jigba, and even Kenneth Walker. I know Kenneth Walker is a dart throw, but that's the kind of game that Kenneth Walker would go off. I say both running backs get a tutty here, but that's just me.
No, yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, I think we're going to see some good offensive production. And I just got to mention, I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. He is so good, fast, talented. The route running is impeccable. Last week, 13 targets, 124 yards. He didn't score a touchdown yet, but that rapport with Sam Darnold that we were also worried about is there. And he is the clear alpha. Do not worry about Cooper Kupp. Start him with confidence and throw him in there. You know what, man? Like you always say, the ball finds, the hands of talent. They're going to put the ball in the hands of the best players. And Jackson Smith and Jigba, you can, write off any other game script that might be going on. He is their guy. So no matter what, fire up JSN all the time.
Well, I feel like JSN's ascension is the reason why DK is not a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Because it's like having two alphas, play the same position, right? Like we need it to be JSN's time, right? And DK is a great player, great talent, and he was there for many years. But it was time to move on. Jackson Smith and Jigba will be better. We'll have a great day. I don't know about the touchdown, but I could definitely see him getting a lot of receiving yards. And look at what Garrett Wilson did to them. Mm-hmm. So why not Jackson Smith and Jigba? Go Ohio State times 2.
He's one of those guys, though, that even if you don't get the touchdown, the PPR points are going to be there because he's going to get a lot of receptions and a lot of yards.
I remember I was playing this guy in the flex 2 years ago. He is your wide receiver 1 right now.
Oh, yeah, baby. He is absolutely the man. So
move on to our next matchup.
So
moving on, what do we got?
Is it on me or is it on you?
Oh, that was on you.
Is it?
Well, I'm gonna say
Let
it
me
anyway.
hear it. This is your game. This is your game.
Even though I love this game, this is the Super Bowl rematch, baby.
Woo!
And it's the game we called. Actually, it's our first ever episode.
It is.
The night before Christmas.
Little reunion?
Yeah.
Loving it.
So going back, we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. But we're in Arrowhead this time. Mike, as you have written here, I feel like Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley are the safest plays in this matchup. But another sleeper pick who wasn't a sleeper years ago is Patrick Mahomes. I feel like Patrick Mahomes can put up some points here because I feel like it is going to be, last time he put up 250 yards against the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. Why can't he do the same at Arrowhead? It's probably going to be in a game script where he's going to have to come back. I mean, my man did work against the Chargers. They didn't get the dub, but you saw him run for a touchdown. He has no wide receivers. He's going to have to utilize those legs more. Why not throw a Patrick Mahomes in there at a 4 o'clock game? And that's basically it. I don't trust Kelsey. I don't trust the receiving corps. A lot of people are like, oh, Hollywood Brown, start of the week. Did you ever rely on Hollywood Brown? He came through? No, he probably didn't pull a hamstring in the first quarter.
That's my concern with him all the time.
Get your bet protection back.
You're absolutely right, though, man. Like there's
just certain dudes that just can't be that guy, and there's not a lot of him.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball, I mean, it's so hard to bench AJ Brown, and I think you have to play him just because of where you drafted him. But buyer beware. But one guy that I feel like everyone's down on who could be okay. Do you think our man,
I think he could be more than
Mr.
okay.
Devonta
Say
Smith?
Smith, you know, he
Tell
had
me
a
something good,
touchdown.
Puma.
He had a touchdown against these Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Why not, you know, and surprise everyone and just go deep?
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. You know, the NFL, it's all about adapting. So, you know, obviously the Chiefs have that tape of, you know, when they played in the Super Bowl and when they played week 1 against Dallas. I think it would catch a lot of people on surprise if Jalen Hurts starts coming out slinging.
And you see, even their game last week, they kind of held the run game to the Chargers, forcing Justin Herbert to throw the ball. You know, we might see something similar. They know who their opponent is. They played them in the Super Bowl. Last year, they did try to lock down Saquon and Jalen Hurts. So, you know, maybe look for Devonta Smith, some big plays, possibly a touchdown.
That is one area that the Chiefs are very good at, is the Eagles' strength, which is run the ball. So it's kind of like the number 1 run defense against the number 1 run offense. And the Eagles adapted in the Super Bowl. Let's see if they could do it week 2. And, you know, we'll go from there.
Now, the last 2 games we had on the slate, Monday night, you got the Bucks, Texans, and then the Chargers, Raiders.
Yeah, this matchup, you know, with the dual doubleheader on Monday night, we'll start with the Bucks. Bucks versus Texans. Right now, the Texans' offensive line couldn't block Len. They are terrible.
Sorry, Len.
Sorry, but like they are mush, you know. And right now, I feel like it's whoever could control the line of scrimmage. The Bucks do a better job, and I feel like they're gonna put up points. And right now, the Texans can't put up points. I know Jaden Higgins is supposed to be this all-world talent, but not right now. All they have is Nico Collins and no run game, and I'm not going to trust Nick Chubb, you know, to get me some yards. So I feel like it's going to be a heavy Damian Pierce checkdown game.
Ooh.
But that's just me. You know, if you're looking for an outside DFS play, flex play, you know, and you need a Monday night savior, maybe you go with a Damian Pierce.
Yeah, the only one I'm definitely playing on that side is Nico Collins.
That's it.
Unfortunately.
Stroud, you're fading. Everyone you're fading. You're just playing Nico. Obviously, on the Bucks, you're firing up Ibuka, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, Baker Mayfield, Cade Otton. You know, if you need a tight end, I know he didn't do, if not anything, last week, but these are the kind of games that, for some reason, on primetime, Cade Otton scores. So give me a Cade Otton anytime touchdown.
I'm so glad he mentioned this because I do want to make everybody aware. Brock Bowers, again, did not practice today. There is rumors that he might be dealing with the sprain and have to be out a week. We don't know yet. But we just mentioned there's 2 games going on Monday.
Right.
Brock Bowers
guys
and the
to pivot
Raiders.
to.
You could possibly keep a Cade Otton on your bench, God forbid anything happens.
Or even a Michael Mayer, you know,
Yeah, you could put him in
Bowers, you know, backup. He was actually the starter there before
used to be.
Bowers.
Yeah, he was.
Out of Notre Dame. So that's actually a good point to bring up. Moving
Make sure you
along.
have that option ready.
Yes, absolutely. Chargers, Raiders. I feel like a lot of people think this is going to be a close game. Not for me. I think the Chargers are going to blow them out of the building. I know it's a home game for Vegas, but the Chargers are just that good. And I don't feel like this is a Justin Herbert game. And I don't feel like this is a huge game, a Quentin Johnston game. You know what kind of game I feel like this is? I'm staying at the Hampton Inn this weekend. 2 tutties, baby. 2.
Yeah, I think Omarion Hampton is an absolute smash play for this Monday
And
night
you get him nice and late, so like if you're down a couple of points,
Oh,
you get some whiskey on rocks.
you know, if you're whoever you're playing, if the game is tight, you got them in. They are shitting their pants on Monday night, and you know they'll probably go to sleep because the game's really late.
Yeah, you
They're
know
gonna
who
wake
you
up
are
and
out
they're
there.
gonna lose.
You know who you are out there.
But you know that's an absolutely must play. Monday Night Football. We got to play Omarion Hampton. I also think this is a big smash game for him. If they take the lead and they run a lot, this is Omarion Hampton day. Where you say you're staying?
I'm staying at the Hampton Inn.
How you doing?
How you
That'll
doing?
do it, guys. Listen, welcome back. As always, we love you. Keep sending us these start-sit questions. send us some DMs.
Yeah.
I mean, Puma, what else?
Comment, like, subscribe. Obviously, we need that.
Drop a line.
You
Just
know,
let us
that's the
know.
least you could do. And keep watching, and because that's how you get better. Consistency.
This was a great episode, though. I loved
I
it.
loved it too, man.
Replay this on Spotify, in your car, in your headphones, when you're working, when you're working out. Get the information in.
Doesn't hurt to make some other accounts and keep liking.
That'll do it.
Master your game.